Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel again. And in this video we will talk about something which is very interesting. So you know about from the title that we are gonna talk about MVP design pattern. So MVP is basically model view presenter, and we will talk about how we can implement it. So if you all already know about that, then it's okay, you can skip this video. But if you are a new buy, or you are new in the software field, whichever programming you are using, or like if you are doing any Android development or web development, there is always this pattern which will somewhere you will obviously find it, like you should implement this kind of pattern, or you should implement this kind of architecture when you are dealing with a big project. So there are some advantages of using this kind of design patterns. So obviously I also talked about Redux. So here what we are going to do, we made an application which is the cryptocurrency app, if you remember. So we will, as I told you earlier, that I'll keep improving that project. So that project is just a simple project with some bad coding. So we'll try to convert that project into an MVP design pattern, and we'll see how we can we will learn from that how we can use this MVP design pattern and how it works. So for that you need that project. So if you don't know how I build that project, then you can check my video about that cryptocurrency app. I'll attach the card on the upside. And let's just if you just want to try MVP from that project, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to download it from my GitHub repository. So let's go back to my GitHub account. So that is github.com, and I am Pawan. So here you can see, so this is my GitHub repository, and here this is my crypto app which I'm talking about. Here you can see that how it works and everything. So here is the link of the video tutorial as well for building this application. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to download this from here, which will be downloaded as a zip. So let's download it, and let's just save to my desktop, crypto master. Okay, so I have this file downloaded right now. Now I'll go back here, and so I'll just decompress my folder, and from here I can open this project. So I'll click on open, and here on the desktop I have this crypto master. I'll open it, and so we are ready with this, and that looks good. So let's say fetch packages, which is, it is saying that some packages are missing. So we are fetching those packages so that it can synchronize with everything. So it will take some time. We'll run this project for once, and we'll see what we get from this package. So again, if you want to know the demonstration of this package of this application, then you can watch my video, or this is very actually easy to understand. So you can just go through the code and you will understand it. So we are ready, I guess, and let's just see what we get here. So we have this main.dart and this homepage.dart where we have some code. So what I'm going to do, I'll just do one thing. I'll just run this application by pressing F5. I'm using Visual Studio Code, and as you know from my previous video that I am using it from a long time, and I'm very satisfied with this, you can say. So let's build it. I think we should not get any kind of error, but let's hope for the best. And it is starting my Xcode build. So let's talk about MVP till now. So MVP is basically model view presenter, where you divide your code into three layers. One is model, which you can say that it deals with the data part. One is view, where you put all of your UI part, and another one is presenter, which will basically you can say that it will fetch the data from your models and it will pass that data to your view. Okay, so that is the work of presenter. Presenter is basically makes a contract with the view, that see, this is the contract and you have to follow this contract if you want to implement me. So that is some kind of stuff. I know that can be tricky if you are listening it for the first time, but when I will demonstrate it, you will understand it. So here this is our application. On the right hand side you can see we have this Bitcoin which is up by 0.6% in the last 1 hour, and this is how this app is all about. Like, we have some data, we have the price, and basically we have three things. One is the name of that currency, another one is the price of that currency, and the last thing is the percentage which is changed in last 1 hour. So this is the data, and now we have done this. Like, let's go back to the code, and like this is the main method where we have fetched the currencies from using this API, and you can see here that this is our API. And again, if you see here, then what we have here, we have this my app, which is stateless widget. Here we pass the home as a this home page, and where we pass the currencies in the constructor, and in the home page we have done some UI part, and we have converting the data and blah blah blah. So there are a lot of things going on. If you want to go in detail, then you should watch my video about this. Now let's go back to that particular MVP thing. So how we will convert this code? We will make some folders. We will first of all we will arrange this code properly, so first of all, let's forget about these two files, main.dart and homepage.dart. We don't have to care about it right now. We will start from the scratch, like you can understand like that. So in the lib folder, which is on the left side, let's create a folder which is known as data. Okay, so this is our data folder. Simply it is a data. So here in the data, this will be our model part. Okay, you can consider it as a model part. I'll make more videos on this, so you don't have to worry about if you're not understanding anything from this. So this is the data folder, which is our model part. Okay, now here I'll create a file first of all, and I can say it crypto underscore data dot dart. Okay, what it will do, it is just a normal you can say, basically this is a model class where we will say that what this crypto class is all about. Okay, so what we will do, we will make a class here. We can say class crypto. Okay, crypto, right? So here what we will do, we will include all the elements or all the you can say instance variables which we are going to use into our application. So we are using three things here, as I told you. First one is the name of that currency, second is the price, and the third thing is the percentage of change. Okay, so we can say string, oh shit, okay, so string name is the first thing. Okay, and let's go back to this API, and I'll show you how this looks so that you can understand what kind of data we are getting. So this is the API, and here you can see we have this name which is Bitcoin. Here is this price USD. So just copy this from here, this string. Let's copy it, and let's say string, and just paste it like this. Okay, you can if you want, you can change this like it is suggesting that using lower camel case, which is a good practice, but for the simplicity, let's use what we are getting from the server. And the last thing which we want to use is this percentage change 1 hour. So we will add another string here, which is this. Okay, so that is what we need to do, and we don't need to do anything apart from this in this class for the instance variables. Okay, now we will make a constructor which can accept this. Okay, so we can say let's say we can make a constant constructor if you want, or let's for the simplicity make like this. Okay, so we can say this and this dot name comma this dot. So if you don't know about Dart, then let me tell you that you can instantiate your instance variable in the constructor like this. You don't have to write the whole thing from like you can, this is the one line thing. The other thing like you were using in earlier programming was something like this, that you pass a string here, like say name. I am giving one example just for understanding, and here you could say that name is equal to name. You used to do this in other programmings like Java or C Sharp, but here in Dart we don't have to use this. We can use it, but this is the much better way to use this in just one line, and this will work exactly the same. Okay, so we have this constructor now. Now this is all about this class. We don't have to do anything with this class. Now what I will do, we will implement and we will make an interface here. What it will do, it will be for our repository, okay, where we will fetch the data. Okay, so we can say abstract. So one more thing, in Dart there is nothing like interface. Okay, there is an abstract class which works as an interface, because you need to implement the abstract classes, you cannot extend it. Okay, so we have this abstract class, and we can say it, let's say we say it crypto repo. Okay, so it means that crypto, or you can say crypto repository, whatever you want to say it. Okay, so what it will do, it will have a declaration of future which will accept a list of this crypto. Okay, and the name of the method you can say will be fetch currencies, we can say. Okay, fine. So this is what we have, and we need to import this Dart colons async, and we need to, so it is not understanding this class, why? Okay, there is some spelling issue. Okay, so what it will do, it is a like as we can see that this is a method. What it is doing, it is a fetch method which returns a future and future of this crypto list, and that's it. We don't have to do anything, and I have already explained the future earlier in my this crypto application video, so you can refer there, and I'll try to make some videos on Dart as well, on every important things about Dart. So we'll discuss about that, but for the time being you can say that we have this interface that will expose how to get these cryptocurrencies, and also what we are going to do, that if there is something wrong happens, like there is some internet issue or the API is not responding, then we need to have another class which will handle with the exception. So we can make a class here, class fetch data exception. What it will do, as I told earlier, that it will, oh sorry, not extends, it will implement our exception class, which is again a abstract class. Okay, so this is like an interface. So let's go to this exception class and we will see what it deals with. So here you can see in the library itself that there is an abstract class exception. It takes a there is a constructor of exception, and it has a message inside it which is optional, and it returns this. So here is the default demonstration, like this, and we will copy from this because it is for demo purpose. So we can copy from it and we can just use it in our class. So default implementation of exception which carries a message. Okay, so what we will do in our class, we will just copy that code which says it has a message. So let's make it a private message, and okay, and we can just change it with this, and here we can say if message is equal to null, then return exception, otherwise we will return the whatever the exception, and apart from that we don't have to do anything. So that looks amazing, you know. We are not in fact if I have seen many other programming languages, that they are not something like this already available, and we need to end this as well. Okay, so we have this class ready which we used from this exception class, where there was a default implementation of how we can do it. So there is a class which will deal with the whenever we will face any exception. So this is something which we need to do with this class. Okay, so what we did, we made a crypto class which is a model class, and there is a constructor inside that. Then we made an interface. in this interface we are declaring a method which will fetch currencies for us, and it will return a future of this list of crypto, and we have a class which will deal with the exceptions. Okay, so now inside this data folder, let's create one more class. We will say it crypto. Okay, and now what we want to do, we want to have a mock repository and a implementation production repository. Like in mock repository we will test with our default data, which is just a hard coded data, you can say, or which will not be fetched from the API. So that is just for testing, and another one will be the production data which we will fetch from the API. So we can say it crypto underscore data underscore mock and dot dart. So this is our the mock repository which will which will implement our that crypto repository. And what we will do here, we can say class mock crypto repository, which will implement this crypto repository. Okay, and we can, or let's just remove it from, just push it from here to here. Okay, now we need to import it as well. So now we have this crypto repository. Now it will say that you need to implement, you need to this override this missing function. So this member we have overridden, which is returning a future of this function, declares a return type of future list of crypto and doesn't end with a return statement. So we need to deal with this. So what we can say here, let's make here inside here a variable of currencies. Okay, let's say currencies. This is a dummy data. Okay, so here we can say we have this crypto. Okay, and we will make a list of it, and here we can say let's have some dummy data. We can say new crypto, and we can pass something like name, and let's give it a name of let's say we can say Bitcoin. Okay, and here it takes price USD, and we can say it is like some 800.60. let's say, you can give it anything, and it will take a string. So let's give it a string, and the last is percentage change, which we can say as minus 0.7. Okay, so this is our data. Now let's copy this data for 2 more times, so that we could have at least 3 rows. So we can change this from Bitcoin to, you know, here we have some, so Ethereum, let's say, and Ethereum. Okay, spelling is correct, I guess, and let's change its price to, let's say, 650.430, and the percentage changes in plus, which is, let's say, 85. Okay, and the last one is Ripple. Let's give it a price of 300 point let's say 00, and the percentage changes again, let's 25. Okay, in minus. So this is our currencies, and now in this fetch currencies method we can return future dot value, should be there, oh sorry, new future dot value, and we can pass our currencies here. Okay, so this is our mock repository, which is dummy data. So sometimes when we want to do some testing, we can use this dummy data. If our API is not working, or let's say we want to test whether UI is working or not, and like if you are dealing with the client side and someone is doing the server side, then you can make the whole thing using this dummy data, and then you can just replace with that server kind of stuff. And that is the point of MVP. Like you can implement the whole thing using your dummy data, and then using just one line you can replace this with the server calls. Okay, so that is something which you would not be able to do easily while using normal architecture or normal design pattern. I mean without using any design pattern. So this is what we have. So we are doing here, we are basically importing this async, this package dot colon async, and because we want to use this future, and as we seen, there is a class to implement this crypto repository. Okay, and inside this we have this fetch method which actually fetches the currencies and returned using this future. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. Okay, and now let's create something which is inside this data folder only. Let's create crypto underscore data underscore, last time it was mock, now we want to do for production, so we can write prod. Okay, and we can say dot dot. So this is the production data which we want. So here what we will do, we will create a class crypto, what was the name of the last class, mock crypto repository. So we can say prod crypto repository. Okay, yeah, that's okay. And we can also copy this imports from here to here, so that we don't have to import it again. And this will also implement our crypto repository. Okay, and it will also say to override one missing member, create one missing override, and it also needs this fetch currency method. Okay, why? Because we want to deal with the same thing. Okay, because last time it was dummy data, but this time we want to have a normal API which can do the with the real data. We want to deal with the real data in this class. So we will go back to our main dot where we have implemented this method. We will just copy this code from here and go back to our this class and just paste it here. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so we have this crypto URL which is not going to change, and what we can do here, we can just copy this from here to here, so that we have the reference every time. Now we need to import this library as well, so we can say here import http/http dot as http. Okay, so we are ready with this. Now this awaits need make sure that there should a sync for this await. So now it will fix this issue, and now we need this data colon convert package for this json.decode. Okay, so we have this response here, we have this. So we don't want to return this response.body here, because we the return is like it is a type of future which again have this list of crypto. So we need to return this particular thing. So what we can do, we can save this response as a list of, let's say, response body equal to this. Okay, so and we can make this final. Okay, so we have this final list which is a response body, and which we are getting from this json.decode. So I have already explained all of this in my this crypto app tutorial. Now we will have one more thing, which is the status code. Why I am doing this? Because we want to make sure that we are doing the right thing, which we will do when we will do the real implementation of any application. So here we can get the status code from response dot status code. Okay, that is fine. Now we have the status code. Now we will check if this status code is equal to 200. Okay, that is good. Or we can say if it is not equal to 200, because 200 means that it is a success, otherwise it is there is some issue. So we are checking if status code is not 200, or this response body is equal to null, let's say. Okay, Then what we can do, we can throw an exception. So we can say throw new, and we have this fetch data exception which we created earlier, and here we can say an error occurred. Okay, you must have seen this in some application as well. And here we can say the status code for that error is, we can pass the status code here, which is the status code, right? So this is how we will do it. Okay, so we have this status, we have this thing which will handle with this exception, and now we need to have this we need to return. Okay, what we need to return here, we need to return this response body. Okay, now we will map it with let's say we will pass here, one second friends, let's say we have a C variable here which is basically the currency we are getting. So this C is a basically dynamic C which is a currency, and we will map it with our crypto class. So we can say new crypto dot from map. This is not right now, it does not exist because we haven't created this map. You can say map constructor, named constructor we call it. So let's pass this C here, and we will just create this from map, so you don't have to worry. What we are doing here, we are mapping this response body to our crypto class. Okay, where we have three variables, so we will take three variables out of this, which are this Bitcoin and these three things here on the right side, and we will pass those three things to our class. Okay, that's what we are doing. And one more thing we need to do, we need to convert it to list. Okay, so we have this thing ready. Now this is on the our, which is the practical or you can say real implementation or production implementation of this prod crypto repository, where we are dealing with the real-time data. Okay, that is good. Now let's go back to our crypto data, where we need to have another constructor, you can say, which we will call a named constructor, and its name is from map. Okay, it will take as we saw there, it will take a map with a string as a key and a dynamic value which can be anything, that is why a dynamic, and let's name it a map. Okay, now here we will put a column and we will pass the name. So name would be equal to this name. Okay, because if you see again that particular, where it is, we need to have that particular coin market. So let's go back here. We copied this name from here, from that particular API, and we will just give this name to this map. Okay, so this map and this what it is, a square bracket, and inside this name is giving us this name. Okay, so let's understand by using another one, which is price USD. So this price USD would be equal to map, and then we will say this price USD. Okay, so this is how you deal with JSON, as you seen earlier also. So that is the only thing I am doing. I am not doing anything else. And we need one more thing here, which is the percentage change in our last hour. So we can just say, let's copy this and paste it here. That is why we have used the same name, so that we can easily copy and paste it. So this is our from map class, and now if we go back here, then the error is gone and it is working fine. So this is about the model part, basically the data part, you can say. So let's repeat it again. We had this crypto class where we have this name, price, USD, percentage change. We had this constructor, and we have this interface of crypto repository, which is making sure that a fetch currency method should be implemented whenever we will use this interface. And we have this fetch data exception class, which will implement some exception. So we have this mock class, which is dealing with dummy data, and this production class, which is dealing with real data. So that's it. Now we need something to swap between this currency, this real-time data and this mock data. So that what we call it, we call it a dependency injection. Okay, so in order to swap between this real data and this mock data, we need dependency injection, and that dependency injection is what we are going to create now in the lib folder. So we can say here dependency injection dot. Okay, I'll also cover this whole dependency injection thing in another video, because this is something which needs at least one video to understand, and why we make this dependency injection on the first place. So that is something we need to do, but for the time being, let's understand by a simple example here. So let's do something. Let's make an enum of flavor, where we will have two kind of flavors. One is mock, okay, and one is production. So we can say prod. So what we are doing, we have made an enum which takes a mock for dummy data and prod for production data. We have two repositories, one is real repository for production and one is dummy repository for mock data. Okay, that is good. Now we will make this dependency injection. Okay, so we need to make a class named injector. Okay, so I'll explain it again in the some other video, but you need to just understand it. Here what we will have, we can say we will have a static final, let's name it injector, and we have a singleton. So what is singleton, we'll also see about it, and we can say that this is equal to injector dot internal, which is a private constructor. So basically, why we use singleton? So there are some classes which of those classes we can have only one single instance of those class. Like for example, let's understand it this by an example. Like if you say about a class which is box, okay, and that box has some length and width. Okay, so what you will say, that there is a class which has some length, breadth and height, and from this property you can make many boxes. Okay, so there is a class box which has some properties, and from using those properties, so some box can be of height like 5 foot, some box are of height like 1 foot, and some boxes are, so there are different kind of boxes. So that is a normal class. But in a singleton class, what happens, we can only have one object. Like for your application, consider this, like there are 2 or 3 kind of application. One is which is having an ad, and if you have seen in the Play Store, and another one is which is a paid version of that application which does not have any ad. Okay, so while writing some code, when you are implementing something, then you can only have one version of that. Like I am making an application, and either it can have ad or it cannot have ad, right? So there can be only one instance of that application. So that is singleton kind of. Like for another example we can take is that there can be some situation where you want to only have one object of that class. Okay, so let's say while dealing with we can say, like we can take an example, any example of real world. Like we deal with something like in an office, there is a certain criteria that there need to be only single developer for this like Android development. So the class for Android developer will have only one object out of it. So this is, I know this is a bad example, but you can understand it. And when I will make a course on this, so maybe another video, then I'll remember some examples and I'll tell you. So for the time being, you just need to understand that we can only have a single instance of this class, because we don't want to use it again and again, so we will use it only once. So let's take a flavor also and name it as flavor, and we put this underscore for private, if you know, and if you don't know then also. And we will make a method also which we can say configure, which is basically for telling that which which flavor you want to use. So it should take a parameter of flavor, and we can say flavor, and here we can say that our this flavor, oh shit, so our this flavor is equal to the passed flavor, okay, which you will pass. Okay, so this configure method will make sure that whichever flavor we are passing, which can be mock or prod, it will give this flavor this same the same result. Okay, whatever you will pass here, it will be equal to this flavor. Okay, so that is fine. Now we need a factory of this injector. This is a factory constructor which will be called when we will create this injector, and here we will return this. There is something wrong, yeah, we missed the, and here we will return this singleton. Okay, that's it, we don't have to do anything here. Now we will have this injector dot internal. Okay, so there can be there can be some confusions going around for how this works. So I'll as I told you that I will make an what we say, we will make a video on dependency injection and singleton as well. So what we are doing here is basically we have this flavor enumerator, which is used to identify the environments, which is first one is mock environment and another one is production. Okay, and this injector class is a singleton. Okay, and it has a private constructor which is this dot what it says, underscore internal. Okay, and we have this a configure method which will basically choose the environment, and we have a factory which will return this singleton once the injector is created. Okay, that's it. And we will have another method which will give us the repository back. Okay, so whichever environment we will select, it will return the repository as per that. So we will say we have this crypto repository, if you remember, and we can say get crypto repository. Okay, and we can just import it. Okay, so in this method we will use a switch case where we will say switch flavor, it should be, yeah, it's a flavor, and here we will say if the case is flavor dot mock. Okay, then what we will return, we will return new mock crypto repository. Okay, I know guys this is a little bit confusing sometimes, but it is very easy if you will if you will learn it properly, and if you will go through this code 2 or 3 times, then it will make much more sense. And another case would be, or we can say default case. Okay, and here we can say return new, which is our production prod crypto repository. Okay, so that's it. So we have this we need to import this. So we have this get this crypto repository method, which is basically kind of a property in, which is like in C# you have seen this property kind of stuff. So this is again the all about Dart, so you need to understand Dart first. So here what is happening in, like, you can treat it as a method. This is the method of crypto repository where we check which flavor the user have chosen, and depending on that flavor or environment we will return which repository to pass. Okay, so that is about our this dependency injection class. You can just copy paste it if you want. If you want to understand, then you can understand from watching this video in a loop for 1 or 2 times. And I'll also, as I said, that I'll cover this topic again in future. So we are done with the injector part as well. Now we need to just call this configure method from the main method. For like in here in the main.dart, when we use with this void main async, here we can directly say injector dot, let's import it, injector dot configure. Okay, and we can pass the flavor directly here. So we can say like flavor dot prod. Okay, so what it will do, it will create the injector there, and it will choose the repository from there itself. Okay, so that's it. Now we will deal with the main thing, which is the presenter. Okay, so our repository layer is almost finished. So let's create our presenter. So what we will do here, in the lib folder, we can make a folder which can be shared as modules. Okay, and in this modules we will create a new file, and we can say it crypto underscore presenter dot dart. Okay, now, so first of all, we will define a contract interface here. Okay, the contract interface is what? It will help us to communicate the presenter with the UI. Okay, and there will be two methods here, like one to notify when the cryptocurrencies are already uploaded or loaded, and sorry, downloaded, and another to notify if any error happens during that download. Okay, so let's make again an interface which is a contract. We can say crypto list view contract, because we are using a list view here, so that is why. Okay, so abstract class crypto list view contract. Okay, here we can say we have two methods. One is void onload crypto complete, like when the download will be completed successfully, then this method will be executed. So let's pass here crypto list of crypto, which it will return, which we will have from this parameter. So we need to import this crypto as well. Okay, so we have this abstract class crypto list view contract, which has two contracts. First one is this onload crypto complete, and another one is void onload crypto error. Suppose if there are any kind of error while fetching the data, then it is saying that you have these two contracts which you need to sign. You can say like in the real life we have contracts which you need to sign before making any deal. So this presenter is having this this contract, and now let's create is our real presenter here. So we will say class crypto list presenter. Okay, and this presenter will have this crypto list view contract, and we can say it is a view, so because it's a contract for the view. And another thing, will have this crypto repository of type crypto repository, so we can say it repository. Okay, so we have this presenter which is having a view and a repository. Okay, now for this constructor of this crypto list presenter, we will pass this view here, view. Okay, that's it. And here in the constructor itself, we will say that this repository is equal to new, again injector. Okay, and from that injector we can use this. It should be, let's import this first. Fine. Oh sorry, here we need to change it to presenter. Okay, now here we can say this repository is new injector dot crypto repository, which is the method we made earlier. Let's go back to this dependency injection, and here you can see this crypto repository method, which is using this switch case. So we have said that this repository is equal to this repository. Okay, and now the last thing, which is loading the currencies. So void load currencies. Okay, and here in this method what we will do, we will say repository dot fetch currencies. Okay, so it will, what it will do, it will fetch the currencies for us, and from either the mock environment or from the production environment, and then we will say that take that value, we can say that C, let's say, and what we will do, we will take this view which is a contract, and we will pass this value to this onload crypto complete. Okay, so that's it. Then if there is some error, then we will pass this error to where, on error we will pass this to view dot onload crypto error. Okay, fine. So this is what we need to do. So let's just refresh it again. There is a interface which is a contract, crypto list view contract, which is saying that if you want to sign deal with me, then you need to have two methods. One is for completion and one is for error. And then we have this our presenter class, which is which having two instances. First one is of this view, which is a type of this contract, and another is repository, which is a type of this crypto repository class. And then in the constructor we are saying the repository is an instance of this crypto repository method from the injector, and this is happening just for once because this is a singleton class, this injector, so you cannot create another one from this. And if we talk about the method which is here, is the load currencies, in which we are taking the repository, whichever repository we are talking about, and then we are fetching it, and then we are passing this onload complete and onload error in case of error, or in case of the completion of that particular currencies. So that's it guys, we are done with the presenter as well. Now the main part is dealing with the view. Okay, so let's go back to our view, and here we are on the main.dart. What we are doing here, first of all, we are saying that injector.configure, we want to deal with production, so we are saying that this is the line for production configuration. Now we are dealing with the list currencies, let's delete it. Okay, print currencies, let's delete it, we don't want this. And we were passing this currencies in my app, which was already a bad idea, so let's delete it as well. Now here we don't need this, any of this, so let's delete it because we are not passing anything. And here we were passing this currency to the home page, so let's delete it also because we don't have anything here and we don't want to do anything here. So let's delete all of this, even in this method which we already implemented in our production repository. Okay, so this class looks much cleaner now. See, one more thing, for dealing with such small projects you don't have to implement MVP, but for because it is like writing more code. But if you talk about big projects or like any organization project or real project which have thousands lines of code, then you need to implement this for a better design, for better testing, and for everything. I mean, the architecture would be good and testing would be good, adding feature would be good, everything would be good. So now we will go to home page because it is giving us error because it takes a currency. So let's go back here and just to remove this line. Okay, now here, now we are in this home page state which extends the state. Now let's implement the contract here. So we can say crypto list view contract. Okay, now we need to import this. So okay, now it says that you need to override two missing methods here, so here it is on in the end. Okay, now so we are done with this, we have this, everything is done. Now we need to give a reference to our presenter, so we can say crypto list presenter, and let's give it a name presenter. Okay, now we have this list of currencies. Let's just change it a little bit to list of cryptocurrencies, because we have now a class which is a cryptocurrencies. Okay, that is good. Okay, fine, we can also make it private if you want. Now we are done with this. Now let's have a constructor here, and because we want to initialize the what we say, this presenter. So here in the constructor we can say this presenter is equal to new contact crypto list presenter, and we need to pass the view here, so we will pass this. Okay, that's it. And now what we will do, there is a method which we will need to override, which is the init state method, which is whenever when this class will be created, this will be the method which will be called while initialization of this state. So here in this method we can call first of all super.init state, as we do all the time, and then what we can say here, we will say that presenter please go and load the currencies. Okay, and it will go to this let's go back to this presenter class as well, so that we can check. So here this is the load currency, and it will do all this stuff from here. Okay, so we are done here. Now we need to do some more things, so we will go to two methods which we overridden. First one is on load currency crypto complete. So what will happen when the completion will be done, we will call this set state here, because we want to rebuild the widget, and here we can say that our currencies which we have defined, let's say currencies, oh sorry, here this currency is equal to the item which we are passing here in this constructor or in this method. So this is done. That is all, everything we need to do. And this crypto error is, let's leave it, because we don't have to deal with error right now. Now let's go back to code, and it is here in the item count, it is saying widget.currencies.length. So just delete this widget and just make it underscore currencies, and we need to make some small UI changes, and it is fine. Now it is giving us error because this is not returning the map this time. Now it is returning this crypto. Okay, because we don't need the map anymore, because we now have this crypto class which we made earlier in the data part, and now here we can pass the currency, sorry, and here we will change this map to again the crypto. And now we were taking this array here for name, now we can directly say is currency dot name. Okay, and here also we can say it currency dot name, and here we can say it like currency dot price USD, and here also we can say it like currency dot percentage change on our. Okay guys, that's it what we need to do, and it gave us this error, which is good because we will refresh this page and it should work. So we have done the MVP part, we made the presenter, we made the changes in the UI. Now let's rerun this code by just stopping it and pressing the F5 again, and it should work. So let's just wait for few seconds. I know this is a big tutorial, but you need to understand these things, and I know that I maybe I made some mistakes while saying anything, because I have never explained so basically the some error was happened, and then it gave me this data. So what was the error? There was some, let's see what was the error, and it gave us this error, the getter length was called on null, because initially when this currencies dot length method was called, then the future didn't return us the response. So at that time this was null. So what we need to do, when it is null, we need to show some progress var while fetching the data, correct? Because that is the right time when we fetch data and we show the progress bar. So we will do that also. Now before that, let's change this, let's go to the main method main.dart, and let's change this to flavor to production to mock, so that we can have those three fields which we represented in the mock. And let's restart the app again. And here you can see we have just three rows which are basically whatever we written in here. So it is 800, 650 and 300, which is quite good, amazing. I mean, so that's it. We don't have to do anything. And again, if we go back to our home page and again main.dart, and let's change it to prod again. So when only when we will use this prod, then only we will face that issue of this length error, which is for I guess 1 or 2 seconds. So let's just fix it. Go back to your homepage.dart, and here behind this currencies, let's make a boolean and let's name it is loading. Okay, and initially let's make it true when we are loading the currency. So we can say is loading is equal to true in init state, and when we are completed with this loading, then here after the setting this currency is equal to items, we can say that is loading is equal to false. Okay, so until and unless this is loading would be true, what we will do, we will show the progress bar. So let's go back to here, the body, let's delete this from here, and let's say if it is loading is true, then create new center, and in this center we will have a child, and we can say new circular progress indicator. That is good. And after that, what we can say here, else we will call the crypto widgets. Okay, so this again gave us some error, which is good because we need to restart our app. So what we did, we made a boolean is loading, which is initially true, so that the indicator is that is rounding, and then when it becomes false, then we are saying that change the body or rebuild the widget with this crypto widget. Okay, so now let's stop this and rerun the application again. So now we should not have that error of the length 0. So let's start this app again, and it is taking some time. So guys, again this MVP is kind of a good approach. So you need to so here you can see the progress indicator, and it is loading the data for us, and that is what we needed to do. So this is all about MVP, guys. It is a good approach. I know I have made some mistakes while speaking, but that is because I have this very big video, so maybe I fumbled somehow. So sorry for that, and sorry for some background noise which is happening because I have not control on that. So this is my MVP demonstration, and if you really enjoyed this video or you liked my content, then you can ask me to make another video on MVP, and maybe we can cover some other aspects of MVP, and we can deal with some other project using the same implementation so that it can be easily understood to you. And we will make another tutorial on this dependency injection and singleton, because I felt that I was not able to explain that very clearly, but I didn't get so many examples at the right time because I make these videos very live. So I'll deal with it, and if you like my content, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel or press that bell icon for future updates, and also like this video if this content was really helpful. And I'll also upload this code to GitHub again. This code is already on GitHub, but I'll update this code as well so that you can check that code from here. So that's it about this video, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you liked this video, and bye bye, take care. I'll see you in the next video.